Hello everybody and welcome to yet another episode of What the Talk with Dr. Anu. Once upon a time, there was a king called Dasharatha who had 4 sons and the eldest one being Lord Sri Ram. No, I'm not going to narrate the whole story of Ramayana here, but I was just thinking the other day that where are all the bedtime stories and where have they vanished? We are losing this tradition and culture very fast, and this is something which is very alarming. I personally believe that bedtime stories are not just stories, but they have several reasons behind them or several usages that were very important for the then society, and it is as imperative for the society now and for the future. I feel that bedtime stories are those platforms where the grandparents, parents, a cousin or a very favorite uncle or aunt used to connect with the kids, and this was also the way through which we trained our kids in several areas like good manners, rightful thinking, discrimination between good and bad, and a little bit of culture, mythology and religion as well. It was a ritual in our childhood that after brushing our teeth in the night, we would say our prayers and snuck into a warm blanket to listen to our granny or an elder cousin giving us so many tales which took us to wonderlands or which sent us to the black holes of horror, or which made us listen to the witty answers of Tenali Rama. This is all missing these days. Once you are done with your homework and other things, kids are dumped onto the beds and a gadget is given to them and they are asked to while away some time relaxing before they go to bed. That is the rigor these days, and I came out with this episode especially to make every parent, every person understand the importance of this for our society. It is very important that we relate to the next generation, and I'm giving a shout out to all the parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, elder cousins that please do not let this tradition die. Bedtime stories are very important for various reasons. For example, when we were young, we were told stories of Tenali Rama, which were very, very witty, and that spoke about how you should rise up to the situation and how you have to be very witty, up to the point, and use a problem solving method in order to come out with excellent solutions to problem at hand. Every being needs to be respected. Stories with animal characters in them bring about that kind of a compassion for fellow beings, whether they are human or animals, and sometimes inanimate objects like a mountain or a tree or a river. We often found in bedtime stories that folklore is shared, which is very important for the propagation of the culture of that particular land. If you take India for example, we have so many folk tales that are told by our grandparents at bedtime, and that is how we all learnt about our culture. Famous itihasas like Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these were narrated, and that's how we came to know about the different aspects of our culture. And bedtime stories are not only for listening and narrating, they're also for people to get together. It was a holy ritual to be with our uncles, aunts, or a very favorite cousin who would narrate something that they have undergone or a small story from their end, and we used to feel so connected with them, which is lacking in these times. I sincerely hope that bedtime stories come back to our bedrooms, because I want all the parents to understand, all the elders to understand that this is the way to bring about a kind of revolution in the very staid lives where our lives are too very plain these days. We go on a routine, we come back, and this includes kids as well. It pains my heart that all the kids are rushed to their schools, they have a rigor, they have a homework, and when they come back, the only relaxation that they have is either watching anime or playing something on your gadgets or gizmos, or just watching something. What are we actually promoting? Are we promoting inactivity amongst the kids? Is this what we want our kids to be? And suddenly overnight we want our kids to be qualified professionals. It's not going to happen. There's no creativity in young people these days, if you have noticed it. Although I am giving a generalized statement, we have many creative people around, but it is dying. That's because the fertility of the mind is not being thought of when siring the kids. And I really want the bedtime stories to come back to our bedrooms. This is my ardent request to all the people who are watching here, that please bring back the stories to the bedrooms, and then make your child alive and make his or her day wonderful by winding it down into a series of good, bad, or what is to be done, what not to be done, or at least a world which is full of love, compassion, wit and self-respect. So this episode of What the Talk with Anu is very special because I am dedicating it to all the children of this world who need to be brought up properly, and so that our culture doesn't die, and every country thrives on its own culture and its folklore is carried forward, so that tomorrow civilizations do not perish the way in which they are perishing, and languages do not die the way in which they are dying. I hope you liked this episode. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. And if you have any suggestions regarding the topics that needs to be spoken of in this channel, you are welcome to put it in the comment box below. Thank you.